My name is Hillary Abraham McCormick, and I've been working with Karen Banfield for, I think, about 6 or 7 years. And it's almost amazing for me to look back on who I was at the beginning of that process and who I've become now, because who I am now is so much more authentic to who I feel like I truly am. And that is one of the biggest gifts that I could experience in my life. And so for that, I'm very thankful. How I got there is through a lot of work and a lot of very supported guidance through Karen. When I began working with Karen, I would say that the easiest way to describe it is that my outer world and my inner world were fairly in conflict. I was working fairly nonstop in a job that probably looked very good on paper and sort of in the world was given a lot of accolades and seemed like it was something that was a very healthy thing. But the harder I worked, the more difficult my life became. It seemed that I was giving a lot of myself away. And although the outside world continued to sort of applaud those efforts, inside I felt like I was crumbling. And I felt very detached from who I was. I felt physically unhealthy and emotionally very unsatisfied. So initially when Karen and I began to work together, I began to tell her my story, and she was very, very gentle and effective in reflecting back to me what I probably knew inside, which was that this life wasn't working. And the more we worked and the gentler she was and the more she reflected back my authenticity to me, the more power my inner life began to have, the more power the truth in my heart began to have. And the outer world, which was causing me stress, began to dissipate. It's very, very critical when you live in a certain way to have community, support, somebody who's a guide, who's very grounded and who can see you and can show you, that you are actually able to overcome the things in your life that you may fear that you're not able to overcome. To me, the reclamation of that is something that is completely invaluable and something that I hope to be able to nurture and treasure and cherish for the rest of my life. And it takes someone who's gentle but wise and who's experienced and who's able to honor that part of ourselves to say, let's give that part of you light. Let's give that part of you nurturing and energy, and let's see what becomes of it. And for me, what's become of it is, I'm gonna cry now, is my dream.